Dear learners of Standard 8, it's a very good morning and welcome back to my today's BGS Geography class. Hopefully, you all are safe and sound at your home by the mercy of Almighty Allah. Previously, I had discussed with you about some natural disasters. Today, I am going to discuss on the preventive measures of some natural disasters. What are you observing in these images? This is the image of drought, and drought is a natural calamity which occurred at the northern regions of our country, and it's the image of the river erosion. And flood and river erosion are interrelated with each other during the monsoon period. And this is the figure or image of the earthquake. So today I will discuss the preventive measures of river erosion, drought and earthquake. When you were in Standard 7, you learned about river erosion, drought, earthquake and their causes. But today I will also focus on these three natural disasters. Follow. First of all, what is river erosion? Erosion actually is a process that wears away the river bed and banks. Erosion also breaks up the rocks that are carried by the river water. So, mainly it is basically done due to hydraulic action. Now we will know what is hydraulic action. This is the sheer power of the water as it meshes against the river banks. So, dear learners, causes of river erosion. What are the causes? The nature of the course of the rivers. Maximum time we are observed that the rivers of our country is zigzag or meandering in shape. So the course of the rivers is one of the basic points to occur the river erosion. Stream bed lowering or infilling, that means river filling, is another cause. Flooding of bank soils allowed to rapid drops in flow. Then redirection and acceleration of flow within the channel, that is when the river course change the channel. Then poor soil drainage system, wave action, strong currents when strike the river banks, intense water from rainfall, unplanned embankments to control rivers and absence of trees on river bank. So if there is any sign or for river erosion occurs, steps should be taken immediately to save the life and resources. So it is better to decide where to take shelter if there are signs for river erosion occur. So what we have to do when river erosion occur? Follow. We have to plant trees on river banks, usually grass, shrubs and willow trees to prevent landslide. So we should plant such trees in river erosion areas. Those roots can enter deep down the earth. Then maintaining river banks, embankments should be built using the high or strong molds of the rocks. Add mulch or rocks. Put down fiber logs, strong timber of different types of trees. Build retaining wall. Improve drainage system. Reduce watering if possible. Reduce tillage or cultivation method of our country. Keep soil covered round the year. And here you are observing the image of water vehicles. So the speed of water vehicles should be restricted so that they cannot create any strong wave. And here you are observing some images. Follow. Children, challenged people, new mother and the aged persons. So dear learner, we should shift the children, aged people, pregnant women or these new mothers and challenged persons either to safe places or to relatives when river erosion occurs. And also side by side we should shift livestock if we have, such as hens, ducks, cows and goats, to safer places. And also what we have to do, the valuable items of home and important documents of your properties or land should be shifted to safe places too. So, in this way, we can take the preventive measures for river erosion. Now, I will discuss about the drought. So, what is drought? Drought is a period of time when an area or region experiences below normal precipitation. The lack of adequate precipitation, either rain or snow, can cause reduced soil moisture or underground and diminished stream flow, crop damage, or a general water shortage. So basically, the shortage of water in soil or shortage of moisture in soil, it can create the drought for certain time. So sometimes the northern part of our country faces drought. We can take some precautions to face these situations. So what are the causes of occurring the drought? Lack of sufficient rainfall, construction of dams in the upstreams of rivers, environmental pollution, land and water temperature causes drought, air circulation and weather patterns also causes drought, soil moisture levels also contribute to drought. Drought can also be a supply and demand of water issue. So we should take initiatives to reserve rainwater as much as we can. So how can we prevent the drought? Ensuring sufficient forestation. So tree plantation is much more needed at the northern part of our country. Putting a stop to pumping out subsurface water after proper testing. Water conservation process is very necessary. In this regard, we can reserve the rainwater as much we can. Then rainwater harvesting, growing drought resistant crops like millets, maize, etc. Improve irrigation system by building dams, digging water reservoir. So we can also give a focus to settle the tube wells. So we can install some tube wells in our own locality and we can select the drought resisting crops to be cultivated in the drought prone area. So in this case, the victim families should find out some alternative sources of income. People should be calculative in using water and livestock should be kept away from water side. After the drought is over, what we have to do? Organic fertilizer should be used instead of chemical fertilizer. That means without using the chemical fertilizer, urea, TSP, muriate of potash. Besides this, we have to use the organic fertilizer, that is the cow dung, the methane based substance, biogas, etc. Weeds and wild plants should be cleaned to avoid water misuse, and this time land should be cultivated in depth. Now you will know about the earthquake. Sometimes some parts of the earth surface get and unexpectedly shake for some regions. The quake turns to severe state from its very tender state, which normally lasts for few seconds. Such sudden and momentary vibration of the surface of earth is called earthquake. So, dear learners, earthquake is one of the natural disasters and pre-forecasting is in for this earthquake. We don't get any type of forecasting report. And in this case, what happened? This tendency of earthquake is observed almost in a number of countries and regions of the world. An earthquake is liable for lots of devastation in human civilization. So what is earthquake? A sudden violent shaking of the ground, typically causing great destruction as a result of movements within the earth crust or volcanic eruption. So these some areas of Bangladesh are also in high risk of earthquake. What are those? Those areas known as the earthquake prone zones. So if we divide these earthquake prone zones into three parts, zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3, high risk zone Mymensingh, Sylhet, Lalpur, Rangpur, Lalmonirhat, Kurigram. Zone 2, moderate risk, that is indicated here in the brown color, that is Bogra, Dinajpur, Dhaka, Kumilla, Panchgod, and the third risk or low risk zone Khulna, Jashore, Borishal, Patuakhali, etc. So this does not mean that other areas of the country are free from the risk of earthquake. Among the natural disasters, we do not get forecast of earthquake. So still we have to face earthquake and the steps which we can take to minimize the loss of life and property. So what we have to do? Follow, calm down. When you are facing earthquake, try to stay as calm as possible. If you are inside the home, stay away from furniture, windows and lamps. When you are outside the home, stay away from buildings, walls and power poles. Then during the time of earthquake, what you have to do? When you are inside a structurally sound building or home, stay there. If possible, quickly open the door for exit. Duck under a sturdy desk or table and hold on to it to protect your head with your arm. Stay away from glass windows, shelves, cabinets and other heavy objects. Beware of falling objects, be alert and keep your eyes open. If you are outside or you are moving to an open area, stay away from trees, power lines, posts and concrete structures. Move away from steep slopes which may be affected by landslides. If you are near the shore and feel any earthquake, especially if it is too strong, move quickly to higher grounds. Tsunamis might follow. So, if you are in moving vehicles, stop and get out. Don't attempt to cross bridges, overpasses or flyovers which may have been damaged. Besides that, every house should have an emergency exit other than the main entrance. So moreover, there should be some first aid items, few helmets, torchlight should remain in each family, and you don't be very much upset. Without being upset, we should stay at home until the quake stops completely. And you must observe that all the electric and gas connections should be switched off at your home. And if there is sufficient open place besides the homestead, shelter should be taken there immediately. And commuters should ask always the drivers to stop the vehicles if you are inside the vehicles. We must not use any lift during the earthquake time. So, dear learners, we have learned some preventive measures of erosion, drought and earthquake. And here in your book also written the duties and responsibilities during flood and cyclones, pre-disaster, then during the time of disaster and post-disasters. So if you read your book quite nicely, you can understand the points. So stay safe at your home. Thank you all. There are some tips which will give you relief from stress. That is, when you feel any stress, do meditation, listen music, take a nap, do the exercise or play with a pet. Thank you all. Stay safe, stay blessed at your home.